Please pause this video. Go watch Vanilla Vlog video first. Down in the description is the link to her video. Then come back and watch this one. Then you'll fully understand. Thank you. Got this idea from watching Vanilla Vlog 1. Down below, I will put a link to the story that she tells on her channel. And it's called My Blonde Moments and Embarrassing Stories. And as I'm watching it, I'm thinking, wow, there's two things I could relate on there. One, she's talking about her family sat around and they were talking about embarrassing times that they farted in front of somebody. And she didn't have a story to tell. So as they're sitting there talking, though, she accidentally farts. And so there's her embarrassing story that she could tell later because she did it while they were talking about the times that they did it. But until then, she didn't actually have any moments that happened. Okay, but I do. There's one time only, happened in school. And it was in the science teacher's class. And what happened was we were in the class and the teacher had to leave. And so he left and we're sitting in there and all that. And I had to fart. Now you had to ask permission from the teacher to go to the bathroom and he wasn't there. So I was just going to fart and I was hoping and thinking it was going to be a quiet one. And so I lifted my butt up and when I farted, it actually ricocheted off the chair and you could hear it down the hallway. It had an echo to it. And everybody in the classroom started laughing. I mean, just laughing their ass off. And I was laughing, but also my face was red because I was embarrassed because that's not the way I was hoping that was going to happen. So then the teacher comes back in and everybody shut up in the classroom except for one person. I remember his name too. I'm not going to say, but he was sitting there laughing and covering his mouth. And the teacher said, "What's so funny?" And he goes, "Malcolm farted." And he goes, "What did you say?" He goes, "Malcolm farted." And he goes, "Say it louder, I can't hear you." And he goes, "Malcolm farted." So then he looks at me. And I wasn't on his good side anyway because I kept falling asleep in his class. I didn't mean to, but I was kind of having a sleeping disorder at home. And so when I went there, I would fall asleep and he'd love to wake me up. He would actually go, "Malcolm, wake up!" like that. And I would jump up and everybody would start laughing. He did that throughout the whole damn year. So anyway, he called me out in the hallway. And since he was a science teacher, he said all these science words when he said, like, you know, he goes, "If you have any excess gas, something, then raise your hand and go to the bathroom." That's what he said. So he brought me back into the room and he said this loudly. So everybody, I'm sure in other classes could hear it. And so I sat down and I was more embarrassed than I already was. And then he had to leave again. He said, "Everybody better be quiet this time." And so he left. And as soon as he left, I mean, like maybe 3 minutes later, I raised my hand and I farted. And everybody started laughing again. And of course, when he came in the room, everybody shut up the second time because nobody wanted to get in trouble. But I did the second time. It was kind of cover up. Like I did the first one on purpose. That's the reason why I did the second one. And I think it works because nobody sat there and said anything to me about it afterwards. But guess what? That teacher is still there. Still there. Two of my sons have already, I think, yeah, I was going to say the third one. Yes, I think all three of my kids now have went through his classroom and they will say who I am. And he goes like, "Oh, wow, I had no idea that was your dad." And it's funny because he's the only teacher that I know is still there because I have to deal with, you know, the teachers. He's the only one there from all this time. And in fact, it was last year, it was Steve's graduation. I finally went up to him because I'd seen him so many times throughout the years. And, you know, and I shook his hand on that. I said, "Do you remember who I am?" And he goes, "Yeah, I remember who you are." I said, "Well, I keep seeing you, but, you know, I'm really surprised you're still working here." I said, "That's amazing. You've actually been here all this time and I don't see anybody else from the old times." He goes, "Well, there is another person from the time he was here, but I don't know who that was." He didn't say the name. All right, so the second thing that she mentions in her video, which I thought was funny, was she tried to get in a car that was locked and the car looked like her car. So she's pulling and tugging and trying to use her key and trying to get in and she can't because it's not her car. Okay. I had that happen twice. This is when I had the Lumina, the 91 Lumina and the 96 Grand Am. There's a lot of cars here in this town of those two cars. And twice I actually went out after going in the store and opened the door and actually got in and tried to put the key in the ignition, and it was only then that I noticed that I was actually in somebody else's car. And I mean, I freaked out. I opened the door and got out. The second time that happened, I'm going like, how can that happen twice to me? But then I was just waiting for the owner because I figured they're going to see me and they're thinking I'm trying to steal this car. And no, both times nobody came out and actually tried to, or say anything, or you try to steal my car. But now I always make sure that that's my car before I get in because of those two times. But so embarrassing. So those are the two embarrassing stories I wanted to tell you. If you have anything similar, let me know in the comments below. Or hey, make a video response and tell me that you made it, and I'll come and look at it. Thank you for watching. You guys have a good one, and God bless.